once in a while you come across a subject that is dry on the surface, but is packed with spicy drama and controversy once you actually start digging. Honestly, to delve into our topic today without standing one side or another of a very political fence is no easy task. Nevertheless, this video will be an attempt to do just that while we take a look at the what, why, where, who, when, and how of the H-1B skilled labor visa lottery and its exploitation. The H-1B visa is a measure to let skilled labor immigrants into the United States. Government departments and agencies concerned with immigration policies conduct a lottery in late March or early April each year, selecting some 85,000 lucky candidates and granting them passage into the country. Candidates need to have a bachelor's degree or 3 years of professional work experience and a job offer from a company based in the US. If your mind begins to race in search of loopholes as soon as you hear those terms and conditions, you're not crazy. Hundreds of people have thought in that direction, and you know what? They found ways to trick the system that aren't half as complicated as you might suspect. The H-1B lottery was introduced primarily to keep visas from getting snatched up in the day or two after they were made available. It is pretty debatable whether a lottery system like this can make for a fairer immigration policy in the bigger picture, but that is how the US government has chosen to justify the system. It seems government agencies are always lacking in more or less the same departments. Any objections anyone could have with the H-1B lottery are usually surrounding the vested interests, lack of transparency, and the rejection rate that's been known to be as high as 82%. But the biggest allegations were aimed elsewhere entirely. Labor outsourcing companies in India were found employing fishy tactics to combat the increasing H-1B rejection rates. Indian Congress leader Kandi Srinivasa Reddy found himself being blamed for winning over 300 H-1B visas by exploiting the lottery system, each going to employees in the many staffing companies to his and his wife's name. But he and other people outside the US aren't quite the solely responsible evil schemers they are often made out to be. A Forbes article reports fears of opportunities being taken away from American citizens and given off to immigrants. Fears that might be undermining the rates of growth and job creation in cities where employers plan to hire talent from overseas, only for their application to be rejected by the H-1B system. Congressperson Reddy has been allegedly involved in the rigging ever since the system was introduced in 2020. But the press seems to have gotten hold of the idea very recently, in early August 2024. Reddy was quick to counter Bloomberg's initial release by saying he was being targeted by political rivals. Given the climate of Indian and global politics in the world today, this is far from an impossibility. At the same time, the lottery system is manipulable enough to keep certain states and contingencies from having a fair chance at economic growth, or simply to slander the political representatives for not allowing a diverse enough populace to lead prosperous lives. We haven't even gotten to conspiracy theorist levels of speculation, and it's already clearly a melting pot of suspicions. The trick, called multiple registration, is quite old, if not the oldest one in the book. Let's say you're leading a company outside the US, and this year you've got a batch of some 600 talented and qualified people already willing and able to work in American companies. The H-1B is your best chance. You muddle company data to make it look like you have a workforce of 1,800 ready to go, then file for 1,800 H-1B visas in the lottery. Suddenly, every employee of yours has thrice the chance to win a visa to work in the United States at a company that has already graciously offered them a job. Your company gains renown in their home country as a launch pad for people looking to lead lives in the land of opportunity. You earn on both ends, charging locals for registering with you and charging the visa-winning candidates a percentage of their earnings in the United States. It's the same thing as buying 3 lottery tickets in your name, but it's a whole lot more lucrative. The initial Bloomberg publication that brought this scheme to light stated that some 15,500 visas are obtained by multiple registered candidates every year. If 1 out of 6 of the legal immigrants coming into the US are coming via this loophole, imagine all the other ways people sidestep checkpoints for a shot at the green card. On the flip side, Imagine all the other ways government systems could potentially be weaponized for political and monetary gain of government officials themselves.